Today, we continue our A to Z movie review series with the 2012 horror movie VHS. Does this collection of horror tapes bring a pack a punch, or should it be quickly forgotten, just like VHS tapes? Let's find out on the Late Night Movie Podcast. Welcome back to the Late Night Movie Podcast. I'm your host, Welchy, and joined tonight, as always, by Mr. Pop Figures himself, Andy.
Yeah. Hello, guys. Pleasure to be back, and I can't wait to talk about this film.
And our resident horror expert and the picker of the film today, Stephen.
Mm.
Yeah, pleasure to be back as always, guys. And yeah, I'm very excited in getting into this review of the movie that I've chosen.
So, for anyone new to the podcast or maybe forgotten, because it's been a while since we've done one of these actually. It was Uncut Gems last time, which feels like a while ago. We actually, the back end of 2024, actually, we decided to start this series where we would go through the alphabet and pick a movie, each letter of the alphabet, and then rate them and rank them. And we're on letter V, obviously, with VHS. That's a hard one to forget. And we can see the end. The end is in sight. We're so close to the end, and we've got a plan for a new movie series after that, which we'll go into probably on the day we record our Z letter film. So that's all in motion. But before that, we've got a few more movies to do, and we're starting today with VHS. Stephen picked this one before Christmas, ages ago, whenever we watched Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
And today we're going to review it. So, budget. This will be a fun one.
It's not must be a tiny budget, surely.
Any guesses,
Like 2 million,
Stephen?
maybe even less than that. I don't
I
know.
feel like maybe 500,000.
Yeah.
242,000.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking I
And that's
should when I
estimated.
said that. Yeah.
Very low budget. Box office,
I
Too
think this
fast.
did well when it came out.
Just a mil.
1 mil, which
I'd
would be good
say-
in terms of the budget.
Like 3 million.
Just shy of 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Which for their budget is good. It's almost 10 times
Yeah,
the budget. And I can't imagine it was in the cinema for long. Purely because of the money they had to put it in there, whatever. Rotten
Yeah.
Tomatoes is 56 on the critic side and 41 on the audience.
Wow.
Um,
Crazy.
Wow.
which is interesting. Letterboxd score of 2.8, which isn't horrendous.
To be fair, that's
No.
better than Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, but it's getting towards the it might not be worth watching area, which is interesting. That's it for stats and figures. I mean, I think we should let Stephen go first. You pick this film. You can review it
Yeah.
first. First of all, Stephen, you obviously picked this because you've watched it before.
Yes, yeah. So this was I wrote down my notes today reasons why I chose this movie, because I was looking at the VHS series of movies, and I will concur, and I already thought this before picking it, that the sequels are better than this original film.
Okay.
But I felt that there was stuff in the original film that were good to talk about, and because it's the one that kicked off the franchise, I thought maybe I'd go back and watch it and be like with a different head on, because I think the first time I watched this was about 10 years ago, because this was the first horror movie that I bought on Blu-ray at CX. I remember finishing college and I saw it like in the sale, so I picked it up on Blu-ray.
Interesting choice.
can't- And that it just on the DVD it was like the scariest, most like goriest movie of the year, and I'm a fan of VHSs and like that 80s nostalgia. And so this movie is, they refer to it, it's a portmanteau movie, which is essentially a series of short stories that are put into one movie.
Yep.
It's kind of similar to an anthology, but it's done in a different sort of way, so that's why they refer to it as portmanteau, which means that some stories are going to be better than others. This was interesting. I watched this actually a few hours ago this evening, and I've definitely grown up in 10 years, put it that way, watching this movie, for a number of reasons. And I remember there was one story in particular that I really, really enjoyed, and I still enjoyed this time. There were a couple of moments in other stories that were like, oh, that's quite interesting, or oh, that's done well. But there are a number of problems with this movie, which now scream at me even more than what they did 10 years ago. Basically, for anyone that's not watched VHS, just to give you a premise of the movie, you've got these group of, frankly, knobheads, and I thought that 10 years ago, like these misogynistic, horrible, like, I would refer to them as like the C word. That's how bad these people are. Like,
for context, one of the very first things that happens in this film, they
Yeah.
about 5 men run up to this poor lady and her boyfriend, and just lift her top up.
Just so they can
sexual assault straight away. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck me.
Yeah.
What am I watching?
As soon as I saw that bit, obviously Stephen said, "Don't watch this on the train to you, Archie."
Yeah.
And then when obviously that scene's happening, like,
I don't even
okay,
think you
that's
was
why he
referring to
did
that,
that.
was you? You was referring to the first
No,
tape.
there
you was referring to the first tape.
there's loads of stuff in this movie where I was like, I would not be seen to watch this movie in public.
Yeah.
But basically, they get given a job where they go to this rusty house and they're in search of a specific videotape, which is going to make them essentially a lot of money. And this is on the back of the DVD cover, so this is not a spoiler.
Yeah, that's the premise of the movie.
Anyway.
And they obviously stumbled upon multiple VHS tapes.
Yeah, but there's also like this dead man on the sofa that they come across, and yet they're searching.
Before you carry on, Stephen, we are going to spoil this film. This is a 2012 film.
Yeah.
I think if people are clicking on this, because typically these reviews we do of A to Z perform the worst on our YouTube, because obviously no one's searching VHS review in 2026.
Yeah.
So if you are, you've probably seen it, or you're not, hopefully not worried about spoilers. But to be fair, most of these spoilers are going to be pretty light anyway. I think it's not going to be, there's nothing major to spoil.
That thing about the old guy being dead, though, again, that's on the back of the DVD. So you're already told that. If you read the blurb, it outlines that.
Yeah.
And then, they go through. So I actually thought there were 3 stories that stood out to me, but there's actually 5.
How many is there? There's 5 in there, yeah.
5 in there. And
does that 5 include the overall overarching one?
With the lads going through the video, that's kind of separate. So you've got 5 actual VHS tapes and then this main bit. And as I said, with anthologies, portmanteau movies, there are always some stories that are better than the other. My biggest gripe in this film is I really took exception to the sexist and misogynistic undertones that run throughout the entire movie. I felt that horror does this at times. Horror will introduce you to people that are misogynistic. Women are abused and raped in multiple horror movies throughout the years. And that is okay if it is questionable and sufficient to the actual plot. Whereas if you've got a horror movie like The Hills of Eyes, women get raped in that, but also men get horrendously abused. So essentially it's fair game. You abuse your men, you abuse your women. Every character gets the same sort of treatment. And I feel like in this movie, it's just way too leery. Sort of in every single story, if there's a woman on screen, they either forcefully get her tits out, or like there's a sequence where you've got a story with a girl who is supposedly being haunted in a college dorm, and she speaks to this doctor, and within like 10 seconds,
yeah, that confused the fuck out of me.
He's asking her to like lift her top up and show her tits off. And like,
whoa. Have I missed the whole fucking tape?
No, he's pretending to be somewhere else, and he's actually like in the same area as her.
Yeah, he's the doctor.
Like, he's a doctor. I don't know actually he actually is, but he's talking to his like girl that he's seeing, and she like basically they're like flirting. He lifts her top up.
The one on FaceTime.
Yeah. And
she's
been haunted.
I started thinking of watching a dodgy version.
Yeah, that's such a weird thing. Like I'm so confused by all of that.
Which that story. So essentially, it's the one where she sees like the kid being like haunting the apartment. Yeah, he said,
that was that was consensual, but
it was, but it just wasn't. It wasn't needed. It didn't serve any purpose.
I think
she fancied him. It's just I think it does.
Yeah, but I think you used a bad example there, because obviously they're long distance, and obviously I say that because they're actually not long distance in that. Yeah. That stuff happens. Like if your partner's in a different town or whatever, different city, you're gonna get a bit freaky over FaceTime.
But my point, I get that, and I agree with that. But my reason why that isn't a bad example in my mind is that we had already seen multiple acts of like showcasing women being naked, and every single guy in this movie is after like one thing. And like I get it in like the first story, I was like, okay, these are guys that are out on holiday, like they're, you know, the laddish humor, going out to bars, picking up women. I get that. But like even in the second story, the guy's like filming and he wants to take her top off, and it's like it was just, it's too much. There's way too much of this.
Do you not think that's the point though?
They're
trying to tell a, like a, what's the word? I can't think of the word now. It's like a piece about that. It's not obviously about that, because I'll go on to my review. I don't think this film's about fucking anything, but it's about these misogynistic men, and it's kind of showing it almost.
But if you're doing a portmanteau movie, the best ones are ones where you have completely different styles and stories of horror, which is very VHS. But what I mean is that every single guy treats women in the exact same way. And it got to a point where... Is that
what they're trying to say, though? Is that all men are... They're not.
Yeah.
But is that their message here, is that all men are sleazebags?
I just think horror can be smarter than that.
It can. And don't get me wrong, I think it's fucking shit, this film.
So that was my biggest sort of like issue that I took to the movie, which again, maybe because I'm 10 years older than when I saw it in 2016.
For sure.
Yeah. What
you have to think like things have changed in the real world as well, in terms of like...
Exactly.
Not what's acceptable, but in terms of like what we've been shown, like there's more out there now in terms of like... Like it's always been like right and wrong, but in terms of what, like back then in 2012, maybe girls were more, what's the word, like it was like that thing was more like common, and sort of guys used to get away with it more.
Yeah, whereas maybe that's a good point.
They should have got away with it.
Girls speak up more. That's the thing I think you're trying to say. It's spoken out more, and we know more now about what happens.
No, that's a really good point. It doesn't like bother me normally as much, particularly like in horror, because as I said, like in a horror movie, if every character gets regularly or equally treated in the exact same way, whether they're male or female, I don't tend to have a problem with that. But I just felt that from the director's perspective, bear in mind that this is an all male, every director is a male, it's like produced by a male team, it just didn't sit right with me, which isn't something that I find an issue with. I think there are some moments of horror that work really well. Like for me, when I watched it the first time, I thought the best story is the second story between the couple, where you find that, you know,
so the first time or the second time?
The first time, my favourite story was the second story with the couple.
The couple that go on the Grand Canyon thing and...
Yeah, and then he gets stabbed in the neck. And I mean, there's a really creepy sequence where she's like playing with the knife, like she takes the covers off, and that is creepy. Like that is a creepy, unsettling sequence. And then when he gets stabbed in the throat, I'm always like, I remember watching that first time and going, Jesus Christ.
That sort of does sum up your point a bit more though as well, that scene, because you've got a scene where you've now got two girls and she's uncovering
the man,
but also like revealing her like in the bed, like in her underwear as well. It's like, you could have, like, I know obviously they killed the guy and that's a good point in that bit, but it's still revealing the girl and like the whole sexual thing.
I think though that sequence I didn't find an issue, just because it was unsettling in the horror that you're sleeping and you don't know someone's doing that with a knife.
It was unnerving because like it starts on the boyfriend first, so you think, oh, is it the girlfriend? And then it goes to the girlfriend as well. You're like, oh, there's someone else in the room with them. So like that bit was unnerving.
And so there are snippets where I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. The first story is basically just like, I've seen it multiple times, and if anything, every single character that gets violently killed, you don't have any shed of emotion or care about them, because they're all pretty horrible, really. I mean, those guys in the first story deserve everything that is coming to them. I mean, there is a point in the first story as well, which kind of takes away my point, where one of the dormants are making out with one of the normal girls in there, and she's passed out. The two friends do say, stop, no man, you got to stop. And they do intervene and stop. So that was good. But then he kind of ruins it by going over to the possessed one and then just basically not really consenting. But obviously that then takes a turn with, and that's when I was saying don't watch that bit on the train, because there's some moments in that where like you go, whoa. And in a couple of other like stories that my what was it? The third story is not bad either when it becomes supernatural in the forest. You know, with when she holds the video camera and you've got those sort of like forces lurking. Like that was all right. That's supernatural horror. I can kind of take that, and the fact that she was kind of possessed and dealing with it. And then the full story is also impressive because I like how the twist comes in the end that you find out that it is this doctor that is basically doing all of this. I know what you're probably going to say, that most of this movie doesn't make any sense at all. And I do think that part of that is kind of the point, that these VHS tapes get more and more crazier. But I also
massively there.
No, but I also put it down to, like, I'm saying that is what they're trying to do, but also I think the writing is pretty shit and they could have done it in a more inventive way. I could see what they're trying to do, and I think for me there are snippets where I'm like, oh, that's interesting, but it's not consistent enough. And the movie also goes on way too long. Way too long. If this was an hour and a half, this would be fine. I think this clocks in at 118 minutes, and there is no need for this to be that long. Considering when you look at all of the other sequels, are all shorter. I think also VHS 2, which I was considering picking, which now in hindsight, I kind of wish I did. That's like 70% on Rotten Tomatoes as a critical score. So they definitely made lots of mistakes in this first movie, which they rectified in later sequels. I think there's been like 5 of these.
There's loads.
Maybe 6.
There's VHS at Halloween, 1980, whatever. There's loads.
Yeah. So as I said, I don't like the laddish humor, the obsession over women, just using them to sex. It's not anything special. It has a couple of moments that I quite thought were interesting. But yeah, this is nowhere near as good as what I thought it was 10 years ago.
What score would you give it?
I'm gonna go 4 out of 10, which I know it's my pick.
Okay.
But like there's a lot of problems with it, which is actually, I think, what is quite an interesting pick, that like I picked one where I knew that I had a couple of issues with it and I wanted to watch it essentially 10 years on to see if I enjoyed it or didn't enjoy it as much. And yeah, it definitely, I mean, compared to the other movies, it's the weakest one. And kind of as I was watching it tonight, I went, Andy, we're gonna fucking hate this movie. They're gonna absolutely hate it. Like, I will be stunned if, I mean, I think there might be parts where you'll be like, oh, that was quite unsettling, or all right. But the movie always did that and then went back to the guys in the house acting like fucking buffoons. And there were sometimes moments where it was so dark, it was really hard to see kind of what was going on. So like the VH, and I know they're doing it in the style of, you know, VHS recordings, but if you're going to stutter and flutter and do things in darkness, you still need to have an aspect of knowing what is going on. There were so many times where I thought, because maybe they were trying to save money, where they made quick cuts, but then it felt like large sections. I don't know if you both agreed, where you'd be like, what the fuck just happened? Like, generally, I can't quite keep up with when they made those quick camera cuts, but I have a feeling you're probably just going to rip this to shreds. So sorry to put you through.
I really want to get off the bench and talk. I'm going to let Andy talk first. Andy, what did you think?
Well, the first thing I wrote down for this film was, this is one fucked up film. Because, like you said, Stephen, there's obviously a lot of sexual assault in this film, guys being absolute dickheads. It starts, like, the first thing we see with, obviously, them going out to bars, drinking, using sort of the meta-style glasses to record, which is obviously a big thing at the moment as well. This, like, from the get-go, I was thinking, did you guys not know that this girl's being weird? And I was like, obviously she's whispering like,
they were drunk,
I like
weren't they, as well?
Yeah, obviously they're drunk. And I was like thinking, I was like trying to make out what she was saying to begin with, and I was like, did they know? Like,
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I had subtitles on.
Yeah. Like, it was just confusing me so much, because I was like, there's obviously something not right with her. There's something wrong. And I was like, what the fuck is this film about to begin with? And then obviously it skips to the bit where they're in like the motel, and then obviously you find out she's some sort of demon, basically. At first I thought she was like a vampire, but then when you see like
her feet,
her face, her feet and her face, like where she's got that,
I
don't even know what you call it, like in the middle of her forehead, whatever.
Her face just changes.
She is also, sort of, just to interject there, but she also like sneers at, you know, the guy on the sofa that's just laughing his ass off because he's high and drunk. And at that point, if you're in that situation, I'd be like, guys, hold the fuck right, this is not normal in any shape or form.
Yeah, because she's like hissing at them.
Yeah.
Like, Okay. And then like the fact like when the guy, the young guy with the glasses who's actually recorded, he's at the bottom of the stairs and obviously breaks his leg or something, and then she comes down, she like obviously does actually like him. I'm thinking like, please don't try and run, because I feel like you can persuade her to actually like not kill you at this point. Obviously he does run, and I think then he dies, and I don't know if all the other people outside die as well, but
no, she
yeah,
she takes him, don't she, and lifts him in the air and flies away with him.
Takes him up to sky,
Oh,
and then drops him, or he drops the glasses because he's open to interpretation. You don't know his outcome is, you don't ever find out. But I first watched it, I took it as she's dropped him to the floor.
I took it as the glasses.
Yeah,
because she liked him. I don't think she wanted to kill him.
Yeah. To some like cave somewhere.
Yeah.
I just like, I thought the stories were weird. Like some of them, some bits of them I did enjoy, like we said with the bit when the boyfriend and the girlfriend are sleeping in the motel room, and then all of a sudden the camera goes on the boyfriend. You're thinking, okay, is it the girlfriend? Obviously then the girlfriend's on the recording as well. The bit where she like grabs his toothbrush and like puts it down the toilet or whatever, and then the next scene is them talking in the morning, he's brushing his teeth, and I'm thinking, that's like, it's like one of my biggest fears that ever happened. So like those ones I understood, and there were like some horror elements to them that I enjoyed. The third one, where I don't know if this is the right order, but the forest one where obviously the girl tricks her friends up into the forest to where there was a killings before, where friends died before. I felt that was cool that she could see it on the camera. She kept trapping it with the like the bear traps or whatever they were. So I thought that was cool, though it didn't really work out in her favor in the end. I liked a bit in the house when they go to like a Halloween party. I liked certain bits of that, but then also found it a bit weird with all the hands coming through the walls and stuff. But I did find bits when he was recording, going through the house himself, where he would see things in the mirror or see things like last minute and then they just disappear, when all the friends are like, oh, this is such a cool place, and he's like shitting himself. So there were some cool bits to it. There was just a lot of weird bits and also confusing bits, like the bit with the doctor. I didn't really understand too much. Like, was he feeding like the entities or something in that situation where he's like,
I think so.
Well, he was birthing the children of them, wasn't he? He was given the things in their arm,
because he like
were the babies, and he pulled the baby out of her
back.
back. So whatever these things were impregnated.
Yeah,
that's how I took it.
Yeah. He was basically connected to the entities that were doing that, so he was kind of like
helping them,
in sync with them. Yeah, because he would then go to the next girl and just
same thing.
So, but I will say that there a lot of, from what they have said, but you could argue it's just down to shit writing. A lot of these VHS tapes are meant to not, like, you leave with questions. It doesn't give you all of the answers.
They're meant to be realistic, like a real VHS tape. So if you found that tape, you wouldn't get everything, because it's meant to be. Like
unless you found it, unless
other than that FaceTime one, that's not really a VHS tape to me. I call bullshit on that one, but anyway.
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, because that's like FaceTime, isn't it? But
that's a good point.
Yeah, because I guess with the one where the girl kills the boyfriend and then they both leave as together, you don't know like the whole reasoning behind it. Obviously, you can make your own conclusions on why.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't always get the full stories, which some people might like, some people might hate.
There's good foreshadowing in that second story when she goes to the fortune teller, saying that you're going to go on a new path with a new lover, and then at the end of the story, that's exactly what happens. So I didn't pick that up first time, but this time watching, I was like, because I remembered that was my favorite story, so I remembered where that was going. I was like, oh shit, I didn't pick up on that, and I put it down to maybe she was having an affair and like she wanted to get all of his money, because they made that point halfway through about, this is not the first time that you've taken money from me. So I put it down to maybe it was a money issue, but the only thing she says is, did you delete the footage? So again, it's open to interpretation as to why that happened. I'll tell you what though, when he like gargles on like his blood, that bit, that stayed in me, because I thought he did quite an impressive job of portraying that. Sort of like being, I've seen those people like in horror movies get their throat slit, and I feel like if you pull off, like, because that's one of my biggest fears, like choking on your own blood is like awful way to go. And you really get that sense. And that's when the movie, as you've rightly said, Andy, has moments where you're like, wow, that was actually really good. It just doesn't do that consistently enough all the way throughout.
Yeah. So there's some parts that I found cool, some parts that were confusing to me. Probably on purposely the film does that. It was the first time that I'd watched this style horror movie as well. I don't think I've watched another horror movie yet where it's in the like recording VHS style. So that was the first time I watched that. First, I was like, okay, this is a bit annoying, but then that aspect grew on me as I watched more of it, so I didn't mind that so much. I actually enjoyed it more than what you rated it, Stephen. So
okay.
I gave it a 6 out of 10 because I thought I didn't absolutely hate this film when I was watching it, and there's certain parts that I liked. Would I watch it again? Probably not. Hope if the second one's rated higher and better, then and it's shorter, I might go watch it. But
it's about 96 minutes, so around about that. And I remember watching that and really enjoying it. I would have just if we were doing this, I don't know, 10 years ago, I probably would have given it a 7 on first viewing. So maybe don't watch it again, Andy, to keep the rating high, because I do think it's one of those movies that the more you watch it, the more I started to like really pick holes in it. But
one of the main reasons you're marking it down is like one of the main reasons I think they sort of made this film is like what Welchy said. Obviously, whether there is a point to it or not, but obviously they're trying to show that guys are dickheads and can do awful things. I think they portray that in all the stories to make that point on purpose.
They get what they deserve,
and they and they eventually get their karma. So it's don't act that way, otherwise you're gonna die.
No, I just also think that you don't have to keep showing it. That's my only thing. You don't have to keep showing those acts in every. You can imply it. There's other subtle ways that you can do it. That would be my only thing, because again, when you've got a whole male team working on it, it came across.
But does it make it any better if it was a full female team working on it? Does that make it any better for you? Because they're still getting across the same point. You're basically accusing like the directors.
No, I mean,
I'm making this film for their own gain, kind of thing.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't. I'm not. I mean, I'm not accusing them.
Well, I just not accusing, but
it just didn't sit right with me. If it was an all-female team, but I don't think an all-female team would portray it in that way. And I've seen other horror movies that have done it in a more cleverer way. You know, I'm not saying you don't have to show that, but sometimes the less we see, the more scarier it can be. You don't always have to go all for win. And I don't think any of the sequels have replicated that for the ones. I mean, there's been ones that I've not seen for a while. I'd have to go back. I could be completely wrong. But I do think that there are ways and ways that you can go about doing it. And I think at times that it just went about it not in the way that always sits comfortably with me. But times have changed. I can
see that point.
I don't think they would do that if they were making this now. I don't think they would have done it in the same way. And that's only because we're in a different, like we've moved further forward. So I might, Joe, what, Welchy, because that is a very interesting point. I will up it to a 5. I think I'm being harsh on 4. No, because it's a good point. Like I can't. It would be harsh to mark it fully down for a movie that is 13 years old. I didn't take that into consideration. I just based that off my second viewing and how the movie made me feel. So I'll go up to a 5.
You're going to be annoyed when you see what that now leapfrogs in the rankings.
Locking it back down to 4.
Where do I start with this fucking film?
I know you hate it.
The more I think about this film, the more I dislike it, and I say that I changed my Letterboxd score. I think Big Z has watched, and I'm going to talk about his comments in a minute. He's watched it and he's seen my Letterboxd score, and it's changed since I spoke to him about it, because I spoke to him about it on the Twitch stream, and I was like, why did I give it such a high score?
I saw your score.
Yeah, it wasn't high. The first tape was very promising. I liked the first one. Lily, I thought was a good reference to Lilith, which is the name of the demon. I liked that one. I liked that twist. I liked all of that stuff. I was like, okay, I think I like where this is going. The second tape, I disagree with you both. I didn't like that one very much, but I found it was just boring. There's just so much not happening. I liked the scene at night when there was someone in the room both times. I liked the death. It was all good. I liked the twist, I guess, but the rest of it was just so dull. When you talk about this film being too long, there's so much they could
Cut
have cut
that
out of that for me. The third one, I didn't like the forest one. I just didn't care for it. I didn't care for the supernatural stuff. I didn't care for the camera not working. I just didn't like that one. And that there's a theme. The first one I don't think fits the theme, but most of them, it's a load of fucking nothing that happens. Then a grisly murder happens. It's like and like a surprise twist of some sort. It's like they all follow. If we could do some more in that beginning bit, I know they're shorts. They're not supposed to be like full of character development, blah 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 blah. But
yeah,
the fourth one, I actually quite like. That's probably my favorite twist. When you turn, I knew there was something dodgy going on, but I actually for some reason, didn't expect it to be him.
I forgot about that being the twist. So I was surprised, but I was like, oh yeah, it was him.
And was the fourth one again?
The FaceTime.
Yeah.
Oh, the FaceTime. Yeah.
Doctor. I didn't actually care that much about the looking in a room and there's a little girl there and she disappears. I thought it was okay. I was getting a bit like, why is he not recording this? And then I was like, why does she not remind him? For 3 nights in a row, she's got angry at him for not doing it, but she never reminds him on the night. Like before going out the door, say, "Oh, make sure you're recording." Obviously, you end up realizing why he doesn't record. But anyway, and then the last one was okay. I cannot believe none of you have mentioned the overall story here. What a load of bollocks! An absolute piss take. I was angry at the end. Angry.
What they just like?
What the fuck is the point of it? I just thought it was so fucking pointless. There was nothing to come out of it. I was livid. I was watching that thinking, what was the point of it? Just give us 5 tapes.
I think it's just
give us 5 tapes. I don't need that.
It was just it was just a way of showcasing the tapes. I would agree with that.
Don't the guys like disappear one at a time? I got it that they.
It's saying every time they watch a tape, he'd take one out. Fine.
Because obviously, like the guy like on the chair like disappeared at 12 points during the film. I was like, just look around and he's gone. And it's like obviously not until the end do they. One of the guys noticed that he's moved from the chair, and it's like he starts shitting himself, obviously. But
it's just I was so annoyed by it. I just didn't need any of it. And they were the bit at the beginning with lifting the top up and stuff, and then he started hitting a TV screen because he was angry at it for no reason. I just thought it was all crap. That overall arching story was by far the worst. I'm calling it 6 tapes. Horrendous, horrendously bad. Didn't need it at all. Don't want it, and. It
was just a way for them to play the tapes, though, wasn't it? It was a way for them to have the tapes played, but
do it in a better way if you're going to do that, or have some
it'll
outcome to it. The outcome being that the fat man just eats his head or whatever he did, or chops his head off. It's like, I just like there needs to be more. I don't know. I was just annoyed by it, and they weren't surprised that all their mates were disappearing. That was just really bugged the shit out of me. I cannot tell you how much it really pissed me off.
I think I was more interested in the tapes. I
wasn't really and they kept going back to this bit, thinking, okay, maybe it's going to progress further here.
Do you know what's interesting? Because I wanted just to clarify, because it's been again nearly a decade since I've seen the sequel, and I was like, I'm pretty sure they changed it in the sequel. The sequel is literally just 5 short stories as an anthology.
That's what it needs to be. Like...
There's no overriding sort of reason. It's just presented as an anthology of these individual stories that make up, which is probably why the second one did a lot better in that sense, because it is just a way of showcasing the tapes. There's nothing more, nothing less to it. So I mean, I didn't find it like annoying, but I didn't really care too much about them. They were all arseholes, really. So
I just felt like it was set up to be a thing, and it wasn't anything. That's what I mean. Like,
you're giving the movie way too much credit in terms of it being. I think it just literally was there to showcase the tapes.
But that is setting it up. The whole thing. We're going to go to this house. We're gonna get this one tape. We don't know what that one tape was.
Yeah, you don't know who it's for either.
Don't know who it's for. I don't know. I'm guessing they were just sent there to die. That was my thing.
Yeah.
Once they started disappearing, I was like, okay, this isn't a job. They've been sent there to die.
Yeah, it would be cool. Maybe
see some outcome of that. See someone come in at the end, going, "Okay, job done." Put the tapes back into place. We'll send someone else to go in.
It would have been cool if we saw someone from one of the tapes. So maybe like the demon girl from the first tape.
Yeah.
It's like maybe not her,
or
but
the
like
2 girls from the beginning The second
it was
tape.
one of those people that set it up. Like they've got, maybe they go around killing guys, and that's how they do it.
I like an anthology series or a short series where they wrap up and have some sort of connection. That's what I like. One example I can think of is the Marvel show What If. It's a load of stories. They're not shorts. They're like 30 minutes each.
Yeah.
And they're all individually good. And you get towards the end, you're like, oh shit, they're tying this all together in one thing. Fucking quality.
Yeah.
That's what
hoping for that. Even if the tapes themselves weren't linked, I kind of got very quickly after the second one was just a simple murder from someone like money related.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, there's no link there. But if they could have linked the whole story, and then the reason they wanted to get these tapes was because, I don't know, there was incriminating footage of someone. I don't know.
Yeah.
Even if you get rid of that bit, I wouldn't have given this film a great score. But that whole overarching thing takes it down, surprisingly, to a 4. I do think 4 is a meh. This film could have been a decent to a good without the middle bit, because I did like the first story, and funnily enough, they've made that into a full-fledged film now. So the one with Lily and the demon girl.
Okay.
They made a full film out of it with the same actress playing her. Called Siren.
I don't want to watch that. She was too scary. But
I'm actually interested in watching that because I thought that was the best acted one as well, personally.
I didn't know that had been turned into a, what was it called again?
Siren. And she plays the same character. And I don't think I think the other characters are different. And it's like, it's not the exact carbon copy. It's like, but it's the same vibe.
Yeah, because it was interesting. I remember watching it first time thinking, oh, so does her ability only become reactive once you've had sex with her? Is that kind of what she needs? Or is there other sort of factors? Does she like take a liking to one person and that's why she wanted to destroy the others? And like, has she taken him away? Has she killed him? Like, there's interest in that sort of sense.
Yeah.
To be fair, that is not as bad as what I thought it was going to be. And I still maintain that I do think there are moments in it where you go,
there are good moments. That's why it's a 4.
Yeah, but again, it could have been a lot worse actually. And I think it's probably the worst one that I've picked out of all of them.
Yeah, when I finished, I was like, Stephen, you was on a good run. You've joined me with the shit films.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, 4, 5, and 6. I mean, we've had worse ratings for some of the other movies that we've done on this.
There's only 3 worse than this, Stephen.
Okay, we're sort of at the very bottom, so I'll take that.
So, with that rating, actually, I do want to go into Bigsy's comments in a second, but with that rating,
I mean, looking forward.
This is the 4th worst out of 22, so that's 22, 21, 20, 19th. The only films below this, and this was tied with the 3rd bottom until you upped your score, Pearl.
Oh, what?
It's above Pearl. That's funny.
Oh, man.
Considering you gave Pearl a 7.5 as well.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Below Pearl is Kill List, and below Kill List, I still can't believe it's below Kill List, is Half Nelson.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just above VHS is Never Let Go and Locked In. So you can kind of get the gauge of where it fits. I think that fits pretty well, actually. Personally,
apart from Pearl,
but yeah.
Then yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And again, I kind of picked it as a thing of, okay, it's been 10 years since I've seen this. Could it be better? Could it be worse? It is. I just think watch it. If you're going to watch it, guys, watch it once and then never watch it again. You'll probably get the best out of it.
Yeah, I don't plan on it. I do not plan on watching it again. And I don't really plan on watching the sequels. So
I would. Do you know what I would say though, Welchy? Because you like an anthology, I would give at least the second one a go, because that is literally just
maybe if it's just tapes, stories. Fair enough, maybe.
And it's half an hour shorter than the first one.
Bigsy did message saying that they're actually on ITV. I think the sequel.
Oh really?
Okay.
Where did he say that? Or maybe no, it might be on the stream. Yeah, it might be on the stream. So Bigsy wrote in. Where's his comments on this? He's okay. So first time I watched it was when it first came out, and I remember enjoying it. And the Demon Bedroom Girl tape shit me up. I think we've all got that. I think it's the one that leaves the biggest impression on people, especially first time.
Don't, if you go abroad, just don't have sex with women. Basically, is the message it's giving me on that, because it could be a demon.
Not ones that hiss at you anyway.
No.
But I watched this again a few months ago, so not recently, but relatively recently, and didn't enjoy it as much. It's an okay film. Some tapes are good, some tapes are crap, so I kind of feel that vibe. And that is generally the VHS movie series for you. You'll enjoy like 2 tapes, and the rest will be either meh or crap. But this first film gets a 5 out of 10 from me.
Okay.
So all on similar lines. We're all kind of see there's good moments and good tapes.
Yeah.
But there's not enough here, and it's not consistent.
No,
it's probably the key word.
Yeah, I would also say, like, when you think of everything's connected, 2 of the directors who made VHS went on to make a little movie called Ready or Not and the new Scream reboot franchise. So the directors of Scream, they worked on VHS as there's about 6 directors on there. So it kind of shows.
When at the end credits, I turned it off pretty quickly, but they called the directors and it went bang bang. I was like, fuck me.
Yeah. So they
they
did this, a good film. And then they went on to Ready or Not, and then they took the reins of the Scream reboot.
That doesn't give me confidence in Scream. Okay,
Scream's a lot better than this.
Yeah, before we take intermission, I need to pick a film. It's W. And funnily enough, I think W is scheduled in for next week.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're watching it next week.
Quick turnaround.
I was stuck between 2 films. Waterboy, Adam Sandler special.
Oh, what again?
Or Whiplash.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, Whiplash I've seen Whiplash. It's a great film.
I've heard it's amazing, and I want to watch it. It leaves Prime in like 2 weeks, so it's perfect timing to watch it. You can watch it, then it leaves. I think I'm going to pick Whiplash. Part of me wanted to pick Waterboy for the banter for Steven.
Funny.
Also, hang on, right. I just typed in The Waterboy. It's got 32% on Rotten Tomatoes. Are you insane?
It's such a good film. It's like one of those old classics. It's rated like White Chicks and Road Trip, all those sort of films. It is a classic.
Got a 71 audience score, but
maybe we'll save that one for another time. But yeah, I think we'll go Whiplash. I think it's one that hopefully we'll enjoy. I've heard good things. So anyone watching along, playing along, you've got until next Sunday when we review Whiplash.
All I will say at the moment, Gone Girl's still number 1, isn't it?
It is. Am I going to take
Whiplash.
the crown? I want top spot and bottom spot.
You definitely
got bottom.
I've seen Whiplash, and unless it's one of those where I rewatch it again
and it gets worse,
don't enjoy it as much. Damn, yeah. I know what score I would have given it when I saw it first time, put it that way.
And then
interesting.
Andy will take X.
Oh, great. Oh, wow.
You'll take X. Just do X, man. Stephen will take Y, and then I'll finish up on Z. So we're very close to the end.
And Andy, regarding Whiplash, just to put it into perspective, on Rotten Tomatoes, 94% critic score, 94% audience score.
Yeah.
So did Half Nelson, didn't it? Great. Anyway, we're going to take a quick intermission, and then we're back for like a 15-minute segment where we'll talk about what we've been watching. Welcome back to the Late Night Movie Podcast. We just reviewed VHS. We're now going to talk about what we've been watching. Andy, I think we'll start with Fallout. Obviously, last week you mentioned episode 4 was a great one. I've now watched it, and it was.
Yeah.
Episode 5 was out this week, and it was fantastic. The ending was insane.
Yeah, no, I'm very happy with it so far. Like the endings of the last 3 episodes have been great. It's obviously keeps giving you that cliffhanger, I think. So I'm excited to see which direction it keeps going. I've heard, is his name Walter in real life? Whoever plays the goal. Yeah, like I keep seeing videos. I keep seeing him talk about it and stuff. And obviously he got asked the question, have you played the games? And he said no, he doesn't want to, because he wants this to be a different perspective and point of view and not someone that's played the games, because he thinks that'll ruin it. He talking about this being a whole reality and stuff. So
yeah, his character's a new character anyway. It's not like he needs to.
Yeah, he's not based off anyone, is he? In the game as such,
he is now in Fallout 76 though.
Oh, okay.
So the Fallout 76 is the online version of the game, like a constantly online game. and you can go to him for missions apparently and stuff like that. So.
Oh really? So is that a new thing since the TV show?
That's new this year, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So they've actually added so that shows you how like successful the show's been then. Because if they're adding things to the game from the show, like usually it's obviously the other way around. But I think, that's pretty
like
impressive.
when games. Sorry, I know it's a movie podcast. When games update on your PlayStation and the picture sometimes changes. Like on Fortnite, it always changes.
Yeah.
I think now
I have seen him actually.
It's got South Park at the moment. Is their newest picture when they do
on Fortnite,
the South Park season. Yeah.
So Fallout 76 have changed it to whatever it's called this new season. But with his character front and center.
Yeah, that is pretty cool for them to do that. But yeah, I loved season 1. Season 2 has just gone with new heights with all the main 3 characters, I call them: Maximus, Lucy, and
he wasn't even in episode 5.
He wasn't, no.
So
maybe next
to see where he's going to be.
That's the thing about Fallout. Like, there's so many characters that they might not even appear in certain ones. Obviously, I think you had more with Lucy's brother.
There's 4. I'd say there's 4. I would consider him a main one as well.
Well, the brother?
Yeah.
I guess, because I guess he's leading the pack. Also, you got Hank, who's like in and out at the moment. Obviously, he was more involved in the last episode.
He's technically part of Lucy's storyline, though, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
And now,
but he does also have his own backstory. Yeah, I like the way that it flashes back to before the nukes and stuff as well. We got more of that in the last episode. That was really well done with Robert House and that bit. But yeah, no, I'm loving it so far, and I can't wait for episode 6.
I've heard the
Go on.
Oh, sorry, Welchy. I was just saying, I've heard the consensus is that season 2 is better than 1. Obviously, I've played Fallout 3 in New Vegas. It's on my list, but I'm a season behind, so I need to watch 1 and then go on to 2 at some point. But I've heard really good things about it, so it's exciting when I start.
Season 1 is great, but I think they've really hit their flow with 2, and I think if they nail the landing, the general consensus will be yes, it's a better series, but it doesn't make season 1 bad at all. It's still great to watch.
Yeah. I read an article saying that season 2 has lower ratings and stuff, lower viewership, but the reason behind that, they're saying, is because season 1 they released it all in one go, so you could binge watch it. Season 2 is being released 1 episode at a time.
Okay.
So they're saying that's making an impact. But obviously it's been great for season 3, so.
Yeah, that surprises me. I mean, it did. I guess the first 1 and 2 episodes were a little bit slower.
Yeah.
So maybe that's where they could have dropped the ball a little bit, because people might have gone, I can't bother to watch this shit. And it was around the Christmas time it came out.
Yeah. There might be people, because obviously I was thinking, Fallout, but we've had Stranger Things. People might be waiting
for it all to come out and
4 8 episodes out, binge watch it. Numbers go up.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry. Like you say, season 3's been greenlit, but I do find that kind of decision interesting with shows in general. Like Netflix, like the whole they staggered Stranger Things a little bit, but bam, here it is. Watch it all now. Disney Plus with their Marvel shows and everything, like, no, once a week. We want you to keep going back. I don't know what's best for them, us. That's a different conversation, but
even with stuff on, like, I don't know, BBC iPlayer, I know, like, when we're speaking at the moment about the traitors, but like I've been watching like the new series of Welchy Road, which they've been releasing like every week, but the whole series is on iPlayer, so I don't know if it
it's an interesting choice as well.
Which they do a lot for their drama series. Maybe because they just recognise that people don't want to wait every week late at night to watch something. It's all on the iPlayer to watch at your leisure.
It's risky with spoilers and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, if there's someone who wants to watch it every week on telly when it comes on at 8 o'clock or whatever time. But then they go to work and they go, I finished Welchy Road last night and Mr. Jones gets murdered. I don't know. It's not that kind of show probably, but
what I will just quickly say on sort of Welchy Road, because it's one of those shows that, you know, is kind of like I don't talk about on the podcast, but the most recent series that I just finished today is one of the best series of drama I have ever seen, period. It is so good. Yeah, honestly,
anything about it. Like,
it's just where the comedian John Richardson is like the main villain, and he just absolutely like strikes landing. But they deal with quite heavy subject matter, but it's just acted so brilliantly. The writing is on point. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying to like go and watch it, but in terms of what you expect for Welchy Road, it's surpassed all my expectations, which is like great. I've watched every series. I've always enjoyed it. And this reboot, I think, has done even better in terms of that. It's much more mature. It used to be 20 episodes. It's now only 8 episodes per season, so it's much more contained and linear. So if anyone out there liked it back in the day and is hearing good things, I would highly recommend watching it. Not all of the series, but series 17 in particular.
17.
It tells you there's 17 series of it. Yeah,
you don't get through 1 to 16.
but series 17, if you watch it on its own as a piece of drama television, is great.
Interesting. Well, should we continue with the UK theme with Traitors?
Yes. So I think the Traitors is one of those where like every single series, don't they? They're on the money.
Yeah.
Like every single time.
But they don't mean to be. I said this to Tay, is that they turn up with some cameras and they let it unfold, and every time they hit the jackpot, because the game show itself just allows for those moments.
Yeah.
And they honestly, I know they hand select the people they want to go on it, but they could not have predicted the fucking chaos that happened last week. Like, they just couldn't have predicted it. It's insane.
At the start of, I do it every season where I'm like, oh, there's not really anyone there that I particularly like, and it's as the series goes on that you get invested. I've loved the idea of the secret traitor.
I did, but I wanted it to go on longer.
But the only issue with that is that if it went on any longer, you'd be able to find out like yourself.
I think the only reason it didn't go on longer is because a traitor went out so early. I think if they were still 3 of them, they would have kept it going at least until the first one went. I think that was always the plan. I think that's probably one thing that didn't work for them, is they would have liked that to have gone a bit longer.
Yeah. But what I would say, particularly last week, I haven't seen episode 9 because I've not been too well. So I saw episode 8. So I need to watch that when I'm like not kind of feeling like I'm about to die. I think it was episode 7 is by far the best ever episode of the Traitors I've ever seen. Like generally.
I don't know.
In terms of the
end of season 2.
The UK version. I know you said, oh, Harry winning at the end of 2. But it was just on an episode you had like, and again, spoilers for anyone that's watching the Traitors, but it's one of those shows you kind of have to keep up with, otherwise you'll find out immediately. But we had
about episode 9, Stephen. Should I spoil that?
Yeah. But I mean, like that episode, I had watched the Chelsea Arsenal match, and I was in the office the next day, so I was going to go to bed early. But my sister was like, "We've just watched Traitors. You have to watch it like now." So I did. We had like beef at the breakfast table. We had James taking the shield and then not telling his teammates. We then had a self-sacrifice at the round table. We have had like this series traitor against traitor. It's just been mad. It's been absolutely mental.
The whole Harriet thing. I liked Harriet until the beginning of episode 7, where she went on this massive rant, and she was horrible. She actually turned horrible, and I was like, why?
It's when she went to Roxy, you know, and that is the pirate brat, like literally like screamed at her. And if that was me, obviously I am going to apply for the next series. I don't think I'll get onto it, but I'd love that. If someone has spoken to me in the way that Harriet spoke to me, I say, excuse me, who on earth do you think you're talking to? Like,
I was disgusted with it. Honestly, I was like, I liked you, and I actually thought she's so clever, she could win this. She come in like that. I was like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah, and at that point, she literally just was like, just vote me out, guys. It would prove my point. Like,
I kept saying to Tate, how it doesn't prove a point. I think she was right. Don't get me wrong, she was right, but her reasoning was shockingly bad. So, and it was so bad to the point where everyone was like, "This proves nothing. Like, if we vote you out, it just proves that you're not like." I hated her. The
only thing it does do is it sheds light on essentially the people that she was looking at. I mean, also like Rachel was one lucky traitor, but the way that she defended herself in episode 7 was
she's good.
She fought quickly on her feet and she pulled out her trump card, but no one's looking at her. I mean, like Stephen as well, the other sort of traitor, he got
very lucky.
He keeps drifting very, very slightly to then getting caught, and then he kind of goes back to under the radar. So obviously I don't know what's going to happen in episode 9, but when I watch episode 9, I'm don't know if they're going to catch him. But at the moment, for me, Rachel's the one that, because people trust her, and a lot of people they are also really, really bad at, like, they have all of these ideas going into the round table of who they're going to banish, and then they go to a completely different person.
The worst case of that is Australian season 2. Nothing will infuriate you more than Australian season 2. There's this one particular character.
There's somebody on there, yeah.
There's a knobhead guy who I hated, but there's one particular lady on there who goes every time, I'm going to go in, I'm going to vote him out. And she gets there and she goes, that's a good point, I'm going to vote for you instead. It's like, oh my fucking God. Anyway, Traitors is great.
Is there anyone, just very quickly, anyone in particular that you want to win?
I would like Steve and Rachel to win. I'm normally a Traitors
person
to win. Out of the faithful, being careful not to spoil anything for you. I don't dislike any of them. I quite like Matt, although Tay doesn't.
Yeah.
And I quite like, what's the other guy's name? I can't remember now. But yeah,
I quite like James in a weird sort of way. He's a bit of a dick, but then he makes up for it because he was like, oh, by the way, guys, like, he stole the shield. I would have just kept quiet about that. And he goes, oh no, I'm a terrible liar. I took the shield. Like,
you shouldn't have done it.
Why would? Yeah, you should have done it. What I always say, we had this conversation with the family. And they were like, who do you always want to win? I say, I'm always on the side of the traitors. It's harder for them. Like, they have to do a lot more than the faithfuls. And if there's a traitor at the end, I always want the traitor to take it from the faithfuls. I don't really know why, but, like, I have realised though, if I do get selected, where I thought I could be a traitor, no, I'd need to be a faithful. There's no, I would like literally screw myself over. I would say the wrong thing.
Yeah,
like,
but I would say is not having control is not good. You could go out straight away.
That I could.
If you have control, I know Hugo went very early, but typically you at least get a few episodes in. You don't want to be the guy.
Everyone knows when I'm lying though, Welchy. This is the problem. I can't lie.
Go do what Rachel did. FBI training.
Yeah, I might. I might train if I get selected.
Andy, you've been to the cinema today. You went to see 3 films, but only ended up watching 2. We've got like 5 minutes if you want to give very quick reviews on both.
Amateur levels. You went to see 3 movies, I watched 2.
I wanted to watch all 3, so don't blame me. I'll be very brief. So first film we watched was Mighty Supreme. Obviously, film that came out Boxing Day, I think, but didn't actually release locally to us anyway until like
New Year's Eve.
The New Year.
New Year's Day,
yeah. So I finally got around to watching it because there was a lot of hype around it and it had decent reviews, and I was potentially calling it like movie of the year for 2025. So went in with obviously high expectations for this film. And it was good, but it wasn't as good as what people were making out. So it obviously focuses on Marty, who's a table tennis player, but I think it focuses too much, for me anyway, personally. You guys might go in and like how they've done it, but I think it focuses too much on the drama side of things in terms of like things that happened in his life. And I know obviously part of it they optimize it as much as they possible for like entertainment purposes. So how much of that actually happened, or to what extent did those things that happened in his life happen? Whereas I wanted them to focus more or have a better balance between the drama and the table tennis side. Yeah, because I don't feel like they got the balance right, and it was the table tennis parts that I enjoyed the most. And so when you're getting less of those moments, I naturally enjoyed it less. But yeah, it was a good film. I think I rated it 3.5 on Letterboxd. Let me go back and check, so that would make it a 7 out of 10. It's still pretty worth a watch. It'd be interesting to hear your guys' thoughts on it and whether you agree with me or not. You might turn around and think all the drama side was really cool and rate it higher. But yeah, for me, I wanted to see the fact that he's a table tennis player. I wanted to see more table tennis stuff. And I don't know what heights he went to in real life. But if that's the heights that he went to, and they're called, like, I don't know how famous he was as a table tennis player, but I don't think if he was higher, it wasn't portrayed well in the film, or you didn't get that side of it enough.
This was directed by one of the Safdie brothers, right? This is the same guys that did Uncut Gems.
Oh, really?
One of them.
Oh, wow.
I think it was one of them, because both of them did Uncut Gems, and I think one of them, they split. there's another film recently because they both split, and then one of them's done this film, which has done very well and like critically, and then the other one did something that wasn't so good. I can't remember what it was.
Oh no,
I'll have a look.
they'll probably come back together now. He'll be like calling up his brother, like,
help,
can we direct another film together, please?
Did it feel long? Because I know it was 2.5 hours. I think that was the only reason I was put off by it. I might wait for it to come to streaming.
No, it didn't feel long, but we also went to an early showing. So we went to, I think it started at 10:40. So I think that helped massively because I was wide awake at that point. But it didn't feel long because there was always stuff happening. Like this Marty guy is crazy. Like it was his life to get to where he got as a table tennis player, which I don't think they showed well enough in the film. But he had a hard life growing up, and he was like always hustling and stuff. So there was enough things happening. It was going from one point to another point to another point, so it didn't feel slow. It just didn't have enough balance for me.
The other brother went on to do the Smashing Machine, which I know Steve quite liked, but in terms of critical and financial success, there's a difference there.
Yeah.
Well, I just saw Rotten Tomatoes got 93 by the critics and 83 audience score, which is massively more than what the Smashing Machine did. Yeah.
And then you watched Hamnet, was it?
Yeah. So obviously the film based on William Shakespeare, and obviously his play Hamlet.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was for me a lot better than My Supreme. So I went in and enjoyed.
Wow.
I went in with no expectations on this one, so maybe that helped. But
she won a Golden Globe, didn't she? The main actress in this, I think she won Best Leading Actress.
It doesn't surprise me because this film is obviously about grief, and it tells the story in such a powerful way. And obviously, it's based on true events, and the way that they tell it, and then the way that they then tell it again through the Hamlet play. It's incredible. Both me and Beth, obviously Beth was tearing up more, but there were certain points where I was starting to cry because the way it tells the story is just incredible. So yeah, I walked out enjoying Hamlet a lot more than My Supreme. So I gave that 4.5 stars on Letterboxd. So I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hamnet also won Best Drama.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It's such a good film. It's probably one of the saddest movies that I've ever seen, and I'm obviously trying to be a bit more open, not open, but
diverse
trying to watch
choice of movies.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch a lot more films that are drama based this year, because I've always sort of shied away from them because never been my type of thing. So I've got Limitless. I'm going to try and watch as many films as I can, and obviously, yeah, I'm starting to enjoy them a bit more.
Is Hamnet a 25 release or 26?
I think it was 26.
Okay, interesting.
I'm not entirely sure.
Jessie Buckley was the lady, the performer. She won Best Actress in a Drama.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Chalamet won Best Male Actor, so you've watched both in one go.
Both today, yeah.
Yeah. It's a completely different role for him, to be fair, and he plays the role well. But yeah, obviously the reasons I highlighted are the reasons I knocked it down.
Isn't he on course to win Best Actor at the Oscars?
He's up for it, but I think who's the one they think's going to win? Obviously, Leonardo's up there. There's someone else.
Oh yeah, for One Better Half Never.
I can't remember what film it was. The guy who won Daniel Day-Lewis is in a film. They reckon he might win again. I can't remember which one it was.
It's also just on your point with that, Danny, because I obviously go to loads and loads of different variations. So it's great, particularly when you got Limitless to open your toe, because I mean there are some dramas that I've seen where I'm like, well, that was a waste of my time. But more often than not, I've come out more pleasantly surprised than the opposite.
Yeah. Obviously, Hamlet is a very depressing film, so go in knowing that.
Yeah,
it is so sad, but yeah.
Cool. Well, I think that wraps it up for today. Thank you all for watching this episode of the Late Night Movie Podcast. Let us know what you thought of VHS. It feels like ages ago since we started talking about that, but let us know what you thought of VHS. Drop your thoughts in the comments or tag us on socials at the Late Night Pods. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed the episode, please make sure to follow and subscribe wherever you are listening. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next episode. Speaking of which, next time we'll be discussing our favorite movies from 2015 to 2019. So look forward to that. Finally going back to this series we're doing. And obviously the other episode next week will be our Whiplash review. So if you're watching along with us, or if you've seen it before, get your comments in before next Sunday, and we'll read them out next week. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I've been your host, Welchy, joined as always by my co-hosts, Andy.
Yeah, thank you as always, guys. It's been a pleasure. And yeah, looking forward to next week's episode. Can't wait to see what films are mentioned in 2015 to 2019. Should be a good one.
And Stephen.
Yeah, been a pleasure as always. And yeah, can't believe we're near at the end of the A to Z series and moving on to top 10 movies from 2015 to 2019. Could be a good one.
Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you next time.